She said, let's become dreamers and creators of a gentler world. Let's become dreamers and creators of a gentler world. Direct talk on NHK World. Dang it, she's doing textiles in Guatemala. They didn't get her name. I joined the program late. I wish they put her name at the end too. Do I have to look this way? There it is. Hi, welcome to Delicate Dark Girl. Today we are going to do something that has to do with spring. When I left for work yesterday, it was surprisingly warm because I didn't look at the weather like I should have. I just assumed it had felt like the days before. But yesterday was surprisingly warm. So I'm watching this program about kabuki. So the guy, he's talking about how he does kabuki, and he collaborated with some people outside of the field to make his hairstyle, like the piece for his hairstyle, which made flowers and everything. They couldn't have regular kabuki performances, so he wanted to reach out to people outside of the kabuki theater to collaborate on something such as his attire and headpiece and stuff, because he wanted to create something new. And that reminds me of what I was thinking about last night, how a lot of people are, in the book sense, the literal sense, really ignorant of what's going on outside themselves right now. And I don't mean like update with the world. I mean something as simple as I was watching Colorful Camille do a haul of something, but then I left and watched something else. What was I watching? Anyway, the comments underneath, people were like, I'm still seeing people do whole hauls, beauty makeup hauls, and I'm like, why? And they put that little emoji that's like Mer. And a lot of people were agreeing with them and stuff, and then some people were simply saying, well, I still wear makeup on Zoom and da 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 da, and I wear makeup to teach my classes, and then, basically saying why something like makeup would still be something they use. And I was thinking, okay, so these people have given their examples, right? But the people, all those people who were under there trying to be like, oh my god, who's still wearing makeup, blah, blah, blah. I found it kind of ignorant to be so averse, because these people were like making strong worded comments. Like, they were like, it's stupid, it was useless, and like no one needs to do that anymore. And one, I was thinking, well, you don't need to tell people what they need to be doing anymore. Two, something as simple as a routine can keep people going in times like these, whether that's your skincare. And some people are like, I only do skincare now. And I was like, well, that's great. I'm glad you finally found that skincare exists. But, keeping a routine, like only skincare, or doing your makeup in the morning, this, that, and the third, or exercising, or making breakfast, or prayer, or reading, or journaling. Something steady, something that will keep a routine that keeps you together, it keeps your mind centered, keeps you focused and ready for your whatever happens that day. Something as simple as that. And for some people that might be makeup. That might be simply simple as watching a makeup video, watching someone do hauls. Besides that, the first thing that came on, before I thought about like routine, and the first thing that came to mind was, people don't realize that some people still have to leave the house for work. Just because you no longer have to leave the house because you have the type of job that allows you to work remotely, and you can sit home in your pajamas and chill with a face mask on and only have the cam up every once in a while, does not mean that everyone is doing that. There's like, and the fact that you think that some of those people don't want to put makeup on to go to work, or some people have to, like, when I was watching that, it reminded me because maybe someone in the theater, a lot of them will have to wear makeup. And of course, some of it will be different, it'll be theater makeup. But I was watching some girl do her prepare for a theater makeup. She put on a full face of like regular makeup. So, but stuff like that. But besides the theater, there's something is every day for some of these people who are pretending no one leaves the house anymore. They might not be at the theater or watching these visual performances. A lot of arts people have turned to visual, so they still have to put on makeup. Somebody that works at a grocery store or a nurse or something like that, they might feel a little sense of calm in their day when they stop and put on makeup. At work, I don't see anyone not doing eye makeup and eyebrows. This is not gonna happen. They're definitely doing eyebrows and eye makeup. That's that's not gonna stop. That's not gonna stop. Some people have said they have lip gloss on underneath their mask. Like me, I put lip gloss on. It smudges the mask a little bit, but it makes me feel good sometimes. You know, it doesn't matter if no one can see it. But for some people, there is something as simple as a sense of normal, a sense of something they want to do throughout the day. Like doing that one thing at my old job. I believe I talked about it on here before when I was working there before this happened. There, I would get up and leave at 4 a.m. But I would still do makeup just because it felt like something that I got to choose what to do. And it was like a time where I could sit alone and be quiet. That kind of thing. And I was just going to go clean machines, all right? So, I mean, there were certain people and there are certain jobs that still have to. There's the delivery people. There's people that work in food service. People like me and probably like some of you that have to leave their house still. And sometimes you put the face on for yourself. Sometimes you put the face on because people treat you differently when you wear makeup. I said that a long time ago. When I do my eyebrows a certain way, people aren't as dismissive of me. I have a generally soft looking face, and when people are talking to me, I kind of just look at them like this. So I think that leaves a lot of room for misunderstanding about my personality, but people are very dismissive of me unless I do my eyebrows in a very tuck kind of way. And then suddenly people have all the time in the world to answer my questions. Stuff like that. There's little things in life. And I was really irritated about what I was seeing in that comment section. And it reminded me of why I stopped reading comment sections. And I was like really thriving. I was like living my best life when I decided I would never read another comment section on a video ever again. Because that comment section really irk my nerves about how ignorant people really still are being. Like, at this point it's on purpose because you've got to know everyone doesn't get to sit in their house during this pandemic. A lot of people like me and like some of you, like I just said, are forced to go out to work. And not just forced, but as I looked at this artsman, he's, well, kind of forced because this is his job, but besides force, he is motivated to keep going out to go to work, and people are walking around saying that makeup is useless because nobody leaves the house. Like, what is this? And it just reminded me about, wow, people are still living in a bubble, and they think because they read the news about something that happened on the other side of the world, they're informed, but they won't even stop to look at their neighbor. I could have did all that while starting my face. So, excuse me. I need to start getting better at multitasking. But guess what? I found my pop. It was in this grocery bag. The grocery bag is full of things I have to wash. And then you have newscasters. They still gotta do makeup. So you can bring your news all day and night. So, anyway, all that has nothing to do with the makeup I wanted to do today. The makeup I wanted to do today, I'm actually still trying to figure out because I was thinking about how springy it is. And I bought some stuff. Like, I bought this makeup and it has nothing to do, it's nothing to do with the utilitarianness and everything to do with my attitude. My SD card only has 43 minutes. I need to get fucking moving. So I finally got more Beauty Bakery. So these are the little minis. The store that I vend in when I got back. Remember I was telling y'all they didn't have none of that stuff. When I got back they had all that stuff. So Beauty Bakery is there. This is rainbow marshmallows. I always keep the little plastic. Not for any reason. I just feel a sense of peace that it's there. So I'm gonna probably do this with my hands. So this is it. Let me try to. It's really cute. So I'm gonna use this color on the base. I'm using the brown in the bottom left corner. Wow, that's nice. That's a great little nude right there. They had another one. It was just like an all sorts of browns palette. But I got this one first because I was feeling really springy, like I told you, because it was so warm outside and it was like reminded me of Easter. I'm trying to do this, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to put on this red up here. I'll bring it a little closer. Beep. It's supposed to be red. I remember learning about kabuki as a child and thinking I've got to go see a show in real life. That's nice. Oops, sorry. I have this big ass mirror. It's from Conair. I just put some stickers on it. Little foam stickers. Ah. Little mini palette. I don't know what her other palettes are like. This is the first palette I've got of Beauty Bakery, and I like how smooth everything is. I like the way the color is. Bring that up a little more. The other side has a little more. There. It's nice. Right, and then because we can't ever let it go, a little. I had planned to do red anyway. I'm gonna use this pink up here and just put it in the middle. Just very lightly. Only on the movable lid. trying to make this like springy and fun. I had a different one planned. I was going to use yellow and blue. Something that reminds me of Easter. So, oh, that's pretty. I like that a lot. Okay. And then a little bit on the inner corner. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep. Hi. Okay. That's nice. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, palette. And I think we're going to do brown eyeliner today. I'm only going to do the edge, or at least try. There. That's cute. Let's see if we can try to do that again. I did that well today. I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna brush my eyebrows. Here it goes. Some clear eyebrow gel. There. I guess they're like a little sparse, but like let's just fill them a tiny bit. I'm gonna use this dark brown by Nika K. Actually, I'm gonna use the one that I used to use. I got a refill on purpose. This dark brown. I'm gonna use that to do my eyebrows just a little bit, like just a little bit. The front can stay, but the middle needs some attention. There we go. Just fill in my eyebrows so they're just naturally sitting there like, oh, I'm chilling, I'm just eyebrows. They're fluffy. They're natural and fluffy like a rabbit. Mascara time. And so for mascara, we're gonna use the Colossal Volume Express. This is also something I bought new. This is supposed to be cat eyes. So it's supposed to really do the outside. Move this down. It's interesting. It really does give length. I think this reminds me of Curvitude, but it's thicker and the bristles are closer together. So I think it's supposed to help with volume, which it looks like it does. I'm looking at my eyelashes. I like that a lot. Oh, Maybelline. Maybelline and their mascara. It's just because they have so many wand varieties. Look at that. See? I think that's why they're kind of mascara. They're really good at mascara. They try really hard. And look at that. With mascara, I already like the eye makeup even more. Let me just smooth this out. Maybe I should try it on my bottom lashes. And when you pull it out, too much doesn't come off on the wand. I like that. It didn't do too much. Alright. Let's do... Where are you? This is Choco. We're going to do Choco on the bottom. It's Choco. This one doesn't have Choco on it. It's actually like even more natural than soft brown. Obviously, soft brown is a brightener. Choco is Choco. So today I actually wasn't gonna do foundation. I was gonna do like some concealer, some spot concealer, but I think I'm not going to do that either. Okay, maybe a tiny bit under my eyes. This is Juvia's. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger. I wouldn't recommend touching the stick right away, but it's okay. I trust me. My hands have only been touching other makeup, but that is how you make it a little, if you're like touching a lot of things and then you directly touch your concealer. But here we go. I'm gonna mix this and this and put it under my eye and use it as a setting powder. That's nice. It's better. There we go. Oops. That was just the Juvia's Place concealer stick. Did I say that? This one's in Cameroon. I really just wanted it because it said Cameroon. I feel, and it's good for highlighting underneath my eye. So that's how I justify getting that color. Alright, and the last thing is lip. So I bought these two new lips from Revlon. It's because the formula seemed really interesting. It's supposed to be a satin ink liquid lip color, but it's in their color stay formula, meaning it's supposed to like stay on your mouth. I don't want to get too excited. That's how you ruin everything. Let's put it on our hand. There's this color. It's like a really cool toned fuchsia. This one isn't it. This is, well, this one's called Seal the Deal. This isn't really fuchsia though. This is like hot magenta. And then there's this one called Black Cherry. They have this Black Cherry, like the colors are colors they have in their other types of lipsticks, like the little cream ones that I like. I really like Revlon's lipstick. If I'm going to spend money on Revlon or Maybelline, it will most likely be because of Revlon's lipstick or Maybelline's mascara. So, like, I can trust that. I'm not really a line fan like I am with something like Juvia's Place or Slowly Beauty Bakery, because now I know her eyeshadows. I mean, the eyeliner is my favorite thing. But anyway, so these are the two colors I got. I'm going to put this one on first. I have on Juvia's Place lip balm. My lips are dry, but this is really interesting. This is interesting. It's doing something weird on the bottom of my mouth. It's like balling up. I'm gonna call it that. Oh, I like that, but listen, look at it, look at it. See? See it? See it ball up? weird, right? So I won't do that. Let me try to. Hi. Mm. It keeps peeling up under my lip. Is making me mad. Oh, but I like the way this is. Is it because I have on that lip tap underneath? But you see that? I like the way it looks. Let's try it without something underneath. On my hand, it seems fine. I like that color. I don't know if it matches my eyes though. I think my eyes are a little too, like, I thought they would be neutral enough with the red. This was like, it doesn't match together. Like if I have a different eye on, but separately. See, look at that. It's a good color. It's a very good color. Hi. But with the eye. Dead skin lip. I only have 7 minutes. Let me get this shit together. This is the black cherry. We'll probably end up ending with this. This one isn't doing it. I think it is strictly because I had that lip balm underneath. Hi, intercut me. That's the lip without lip chap underneath it, and it doesn't do that peeling thing. It obviously doesn't play well with others. It doesn't really need lip balm underneath. It's not a matte formula. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to stay glossy for not really fuck long. Like I said, that was 24 hours or something. I don't know. I don't have a kind of lifestyle where I need it to stay that long, but if you do, you'll probably test this a lot sooner than I will. Oh gosh, I know anyone else with me who wants formulas other than matte, and so that's probably why I was so drawn to this. I'll put a little more in there. I love this. Ooh. that inner here, in here, that's because my lip is, that's where the lip is chapped on me, so I will keep that in mind. But from a regular distance, it's not really that bad, but if someone's like in your mouth about as close as I have this mirror, you can kind of see my chapped lip. Oh, it's 3 minutes. So this is it. Thanks for watching. Bye.